1. Unapologetically authentic. One of the very obvious bad boy traits that will stand out to you in a typical bad boy is his authenticity. Bad boys tend to be extremely genuine without trying. They say and do what they want regardless of what others think, and this is a polarizing mindset that engages men and women enough to draw them into their interesting lives. People who are blessed with that trait know what they are and what they are not. They remain centered and grounded in what they believe they are and should be, regardless of the norms of their societies. And that's exactly why they draw people to them. It's a refreshing quality that shows a lot of strength and status within itself, because we all know and understand what it takes to become genuine, different, and uncensored. To just be without consideration of opinions, comments, and judgment. That's also why authentic people are more memorable, mysterious, and exciting. When a woman finds an authentic man, she'll normally get intrigued by his uniqueness and the uncommon way he presents himself. This intrigue could easily become the starting point of sexual attraction and an interaction. It's that authenticity that gives women reasons to stay and enjoy their dates. It's your bona fide character that convinces them to give you their number and join you on your way home. Obviously, authenticity on its own is not the only trait you must possess for attraction, but it's a very decisive quality. It will either help pull a girl to you quickly or push her away immediately. And that's what you want when you're dealing with a woman: genuine desire. How to become more authentic. You might be convinced that authenticity is one of those good bad boy traits to have, but not sure how to ingrain it into your personality. You might see yourself as an average man who doesn't quite stand out in a very noticeable sense. If this is your case, then how do you change your own personality to become more authentic, when authenticity is not about to change and is more about self-acceptance to begin with? Wouldn't you be faking it if you're altering who you are? This is a very common question a lot of people ask themselves as they admire authenticity in others, but are not sure how to replicate the trait in their own nature. What those same people somehow don't realize is that authenticity is not about copying a mindset from someone else or even adding to your character. It's about taking away all the unnecessary thought process, behavior, and traits that don't fall in line with your intuition and what you truly believe in. When you pay close attention to the most authentic people around you, you'll notice that they don't think too much about how they talk and react. Their actions and behaviors tend to be seamless. They don't hope they offend others with whatever they say, and they don't feel the need to compare themselves with others and how they dress and act. They just listen to their intuition and act accordingly. Now, this doesn't mean you should only follow what your instincts tell you every single time, because that will lead to a lot of emotional reactions and reckless behavior. But it's important to pay attention to your gut feeling and what it offers to you while using your common sense and logical thinking brain at the same time. Stop doing something that you know isn't right for you only and just because everyone thinks that's the way to go. Stop preventing yourself from taking certain opportunities and risks because your parents or friends think it won't help, when you deep down know it's all you've wanted. When you make tuning into your instincts a habit and communicate more with your emotional mind, you'll gradually become more authentic. You'll slowly become you. 2. Women want what they can't have. Bad boys are rebels and have a devil-may-care attitude, meaning these guys cannot be locked down into relationships, unlike most nice guys. And, perhaps for this simple reason, hordes of young and attractive women fall for these bad boy types, boys they can't have, and nice guys get left behind. Many older women, even if they get turned on by bad boys, have moved past this rebellious phase of their life. They're ready to settle with a man that can provide them with their natural desires, safety, and security that bad boys can never offer them. On the other hand, younger women are still young and inexperienced to think bad boys are relationship material. It's because they are still in the rebellious phase of their life, and bad boys know how to stoke that fire in them properly. As we men grow older, our bad boy traits also start to disappear. But with the correct mindsets and approach, you can again combine those bad boy traits into your personality and give what younger women really want at any age. Here's a secret: playing the bad boy role can help you hook up with tons and tons of chicks. 3. Bad boys are openly passionate. MMA, business, fitness, guns, fashion, women, tattoos, cars, surfing, drinks, cigars, music. These are all some of the topics bad boys tend to become passionate about, and they will definitely and openly let you know about it. Their sharing of passion is also how they separate themselves from regular normies. People are drawn to passion, even if they don't really care about whatever it is you're passionate about. Because talking about something that is part of your identity is personal, human, raw, and real. It inspires people to admire your openness and reciprocate by sharing what they care about as well. And when passions become mutually shared among people, they become reasons for people to bond even more. However, if you lack passion, you lack depth in your identity and bonds. If you're all about just going to a day job you don't really care about and then come back to hang out with similar friends or watch Netflix at home all day every day, you don't give your chance to grow and become a person with unique and memorable experiences. People without such experiences end up being bland and not really interesting to connect to. Passion and purpose outside relationships. Also, having a passion and something to work on that's personal to you gives you a mental edge. It gives you a purpose to work on and goals to chase. Something that is incredibly attractive to those around you, even if they don't understand that hobby or obsession. This drive reflects on other people in areas of your life, relationships included. Because when it comes to relationships, it's those who focus on something personal are the ones who are the happiest and most appreciated by their partners. If you're in a relationship and lack a purpose that only belongs to you, you'll have no choice but to either just get depressed and become completely inactive or just slowly make other people become that purpose, people like your partner. And while that may sound like a good thing initially, having your partner become your sole focus always leads to a disastrous end to your relationship. When your passion becomes a person, you slowly grow clingy, needy, and desperate to keep that person. You become an obsessive man who is too afraid to lose his woman, something women have disdain and no respect for. So look for your own purpose if you already don't have one by exploring your hobbies and what clicks with you on an emotional and mental level. You'll then have more to look forward to in life, which is something that's going to rub off on others and inspire them. 4 females are toxic themselves. Women, biologically, maintain a distinct advantage over men in terms of their selective powers within the mating game. As it is with most species, in the human race, males compete and females select. In evolutionary behavior, this associates more specifically with the hyper-agency in men and hypo-agency in women respectively. If there does exist a particular proclivity from women towards toxic men, then this is likely because a significant proportion of the female population is toxic themselves. There's a lot more censorship that goes on in regard to discussions on female toxicity, as opposed to male toxicity. However, the traits females inevitably select subsequently propagate the traits of future generations. The most common traits in our society are so because women are selected for these traits sexually. There's a profound asymmetry to this absoluteness of female power over sexual selection. So much so that roughly 66.6% of all men in history died without ever procreating, whereas nearly all women do. This means you can basically bet your house and life savings on the proposition that toxic men are so popularly attractive because that is what the vast majority of women want and value. You might also consider that popularity represents mediocrity. Just as a set of data points is most populated around the average, so is the popularity of preferences such as sex. It's reasonable to say that most women don't have outstanding tastes in men, nor do most women have appalling tastes in men. Most women have an average taste in men. That's the nature of an average. So popularity in regards to the attractiveness of toxic men represents a mediocrity in women's sexual preferences, which inevitably the majority of women conform to. If I was to think about what the key traits of a toxic individual, the standout trait would be a lack of moral accountability for doing innately bad things. Perhaps that resonates with women. Perhaps potential partners who may be more inclined to hold women morally accountable for their actions and ethics are less attractive. Nature does usually tend to steer itself along the line of least resistance.